My pilot friends rejoice! Titanfall 2. It's finally out on Steam. So EA has been bringing a lot of their titles over to Steam because of their whole EA Access and Steam integration thing. And thankfully, Titanfall 2, it's one of those games. The population has seen a really healthy spike upwards on the PC. I've been playing Titanfall 2 every Monday night with a few friends on PC for a couple of months now. And prior to this Steam release, it was like 1,000 to 2,000 players, like on a really good night. We search attrition and pilot v pilot. Attrition matches took usually, 2 to 5 minutes to find a game on PC. Pilot v pilot, the playlist that's my favorite, almost always took over 10 minutes per match. Thankfully, because of the Steam release, as you can see here on the Steam charts, there's been a really nice bump in that player number. Now, some frequently asked questions to get to first. You guys keep asking me these things on the community tab. Is the game crossplay? Should I get it again? How does this work? So, first of all, is it crossplay with Origin, like the Origin version of the game? Yes, because technically, it still is through Origin. When you run the game through Steam, you still have to log in through the Origin Lite client, just like a Ubisoft Uplay game. So essentially, the only thing that has changed is the launcher, the initial launcher. You'll still need an Origin account for your friends list management and all that jazz. So yes, the two player bases are playing together, same servers. Is there then a reason to buy it again on Steam? No, not really if you already own it, since you'll still be signing into your Origin account anyway. If you're new, however, and have never played it, then 100% Steam, in my opinion, because if you enjoy it, drop a review for this game. Titanfall 2 is beyond underrated, and deserves a much larger PC player base than what it was regularly having. This spike in numbers is awesome, and I hope it gives some more staying power to the game. Honestly, my Monday night sessions have sort of become inconsistent with the buddies because we don't like waiting 10 minutes per match, and it can be a little bit like ebbs and flows. Some nights are good, other nights you're spending a lot of time in the lobby. So I'm really hoping that this bump is something that lasts a while. And for those of you guys who've never played before, now's the time. For those of you who have played before, now is also the time to come back. If you follow Titanfall 2 online, you'll know that usually maybe once or twice a year, we get a spike up, depending on the platform. Like PS4, when it was on the free rotation, got a really big spike in player numbers. And all of a sudden, now is a really great season to come back in because it gives you the opportunity to play with a wider skill range of players. And that's really where Titanfall 2, I think, benefits the most, okay? It really is a game where the movement sandbox lets you express yourself however you want to. But if everybody who's playing is super sweaty, that expression takes a different form. And so it's really nice to have a broad skill range of players because you might try some weapons that you've never really experienced before. Whereas sometimes when it's just the regular crew that's grinding and you're playing with the same group all night, it's easy to fall into the same setups and to really just grind it out with some of the weapons that maybe are a little bit better in the sandbox. Anyway, I know. So let's talk about if you're a brand new player. First of all, play the campaign. Like my tips to people coming back or first timers, check the campaign out, dude. It is one of the best FPS campaigns of the last 10, 15 years. It's not long, but man, it's polished and man, it's fun. On the multiplayer side, yes, if you are brand new, especially on the PC, it can feel like you're taking a lot of a beating when it first gets going. But that's okay. Everybody sort of goes through that initial hump. I'm not a very good player, but I'm a player who can hold their own and has a good time enough with the movement sandbox to sort of enjoy the progression element of the game. And that's really what it bakes down to, especially if you're new, focusing on movement, right? That's where you're gonna see the biggest gains in your gameplay. The movement sandbox in Titanfall 2 is where that skill cap really is measured, right? That's where you can see the difference between a phenomenal player and a brand new player, right? If you're really honed in on trying to master the slide mechanics, moving quickly, flanking your opponents, and being able to do all of that while still attacking and shooting and all that jazz, that's where the magic of the game truly is. So it's not really as much about like when you first start, man, my KD is just terrible. Start learning the maps, the sandbox, and the movement, and you should see progression as you continue to play the game. And that's really addictive. Honestly, that's why I still play this game, is because if you play it consistently and you start getting a real good sense of the movement, it's just addictive. And then you go online and you look at some of the best players and you're like, dude, this game is ridiculous in that respect. There are some players that are just beyond comprehension of their mastery of this sandbox. Again, if you're a new player, I encourage you to be very focused on the team objectives, especially in attrition. The Titan phase of the game is almost a bit like League of Legends, where you really need to work in tandem with your teammates to either support them if you're a pilot, picking up batteries and healing them, or just utilizing the different Titans for their different strengths. There's tanky, Titans, there's very fast, agile ones, and they all sort of work together to form a synergy. Whereas if you're trying to just fully like lone wolf it out there, it definitely won't go as planned. And my other tip for brand new players is to make sure you check out the Horde mode, Frontier Defense. This was added later into Titanfall's lifespan, and you can actually get quite a bit of playtime out of it. It's really darn fun. It's a wave-based defense mode, very similar to Gears Horde, but with Titans instead. And it just is like some part of the game that doesn't get a whole lot of love, and every time I show it to a friend who's new, they're like, how did Titanfall 2 not retain more players? Well, my friend, I don't know. But what I can say is experience these times while they are happening. Over the next few weeks, hopefully months, this PC bump is something that will be remembered, and hopefully you guys can enjoy it while it's lasting. So again, Titanfall 2, it's on Steam. If you have any other questions, drop them in the comments below, and just wish you guys luck out there. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching, and like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you also enjoyed. You can follow me on Twitter at @BBKDragoon. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the frontier.